Hey, good Tuesday afternoon. I'm meteorologist Taylor Cox. Thanks for joining us for your lunchtime forecast here with Hail Trace. Today we're talking about Tropical Storm Helene. Yes, it's been upgraded at 10 o'clock Central Time this morning. That tropical storm, or what used to be potential cyclone Helene, or 9, has now been upgraded to Tropical Storm Helene, and it is intensifying. It is expected to continue to strengthen and upgrade to a hurricane and then a major hurricane before landfall. That is not the only thing we're talking about today. We actually have hazards for storms today. All hazards are on deck near the Ohio Valley, where we could see high wind gusts. That'll be the main risk, low tornado risk, and large hail. And then we also are watching for storms here in Oklahoma today. We also have temperatures warming up just a little bit. So if you like this fall-like weather right now, you may enjoy it now because temperatures will be a little bit warmer come next week. All right, let's take a look at your current conditions because we do actually have a severe thunderstorm warning right now. We have most of our New England states dry, few showers and storms. This is where we're going to be watching for the strong to severe storms later on today. There is your severe warned storm right now near Louisville. So Louisville, Kentucky, just to the south of there, we do have a severe warned storm, and then we have just one more that's coming into Louisville right now. You can see that that's taking more of a north and northeasterly track, so make sure that you are keeping an eye on that. If you have to go inside, you don't want to be out in this. We're going to have some high winds in this area, not only now, but all the way through the afternoon and early evening hours. So there's your storms that we're watching for right now. We'll get to the hazards in just a few minutes. There you go. There's Tropical Storm Helene. It's a little off screen right here, but you can see that Florida is preparing with all of those watches and warnings in place right now. That will be very, very important as we get into the later portion of the week, but they are mostly dry right now. We're pretty dry off to the west as well, and then we have showers and storms anywhere from Texas, skipping over Oklahoma, and into Kansas and Iowa and portions of northern Missouri. We will have showers and storms, most likely strong to severe in Oklahoma later on today. Current temperatures for your lunchtime hour, it's gorgeous out in Oklahoma City right now. 78 for your current temperature, 67 in Denver, 68 in Billings, and we've got the upper 70s in Dallas. Houston, still pretty toasty at 90 degrees, but most of us have cooled down. That's very nice. A few clouds out there, 78 in Oklahoma City right now, 79 in Dallas where they're dry, but a few showers just to the south of the metro. Your feel-like temperatures, you factor in that wind, you get some temperatures just a little bit cooler, or maybe you've got some sunshine and you're a little bit warmer out there. Either way, not too bad for most of us for that lunchtime hour, except for those that are getting rain right now, okay? We have showers and storms expected to turn strong to severe later on this afternoon and into the evening hours. We've already gotten to see that this morning in Louisville, where we've got a storm, a strong to severe storm moving in right now. You can see that we've got some unstable air in this area. You can see those areas highlighted in yellows, red, and even this area right here, those storms are using up all of that unstable air. We even have a pocket just in central Oklahoma of unstable air. That'll be important later on in the forecast, so just hold on to that bit of knowledge and we'll talk about that in just a minute. Now here's your hail risk for today. It looks semi-impressive in this area. Some little pockets, I think that we could see some hail in this area. However, I think that wind is going to be the bigger issue in this area through the Ohio Valley today. I think that the hail will be a lot more impressive down in Oklahoma. You can see that area. That's actually right over Oklahoma City that I think that we could see some larger hail in today. I mean, pretty impressive even as we go through the dinner time hours tonight. So let's jump right into it. Let's get into your hail forecast right now. Here you go. Highlighted here in yellow through Charleston, Charlotte, Chattanooga, and then all the way up to Fort Wayne. You can see that hail sizes are going to be on the smaller size. We're talking quarter size, maybe even a little bit larger, but not up to that size of a ping pong ball. Okay, the better chances to get those showers and storms with a little bit of hail will be farther down to the south near Charlotte, Charleston, in Chattanooga, where I do have that yellow, that moderate risk level. Now going down to Oklahoma, where we do have a better chance to see some larger hail sizes here. Okay, all the way up to golf ball sized hail, maybe even larger than that in places like Oklahoma City, all the way down to Norman, and then out to the west, where we do have a pretty large area for the state highlighted in that orange color. Now, some of you are going to miss that larger hail. You've got smaller hail all the way down to places like Dallas, including Wichita Falls, and most of 35 there. So yeah, it looks like we're going to have a line of showers and storms later on today, bringing us some decent hail. And we'll talk about that in just a minute, but let me take you farther back up to the north. One more time, let's get a look, there we go, at those showers and storms across the Ohio Valley today. Okay, I mentioned the biggest hazards here, 1-inch sized hail, maybe a bit larger, but the biggest hazard is going to be that high wind, 70 to 75 miles an hour. Anytime between now, as I mentioned, we just had that severe thunderstorm warning going into Louisville, all the way into the evening hours tonight. By the time you're wrapping up dinner, maybe heading to bed right around 9, 10 o'clock, that's whenever these showers and storms are most likely not severe anymore. I think I went a little conservative on this. I think you could knock this down an hour or two and go about to 8, maybe 9 o'clock there. Either way, showers and storms going until the sun goes down, pretty widespread across this area later on this evening. Now let's head down to Oklahoma. Let's take a look at that line of storms that we're expecting a little bit later in the day. So we're expecting to stay dry through the afternoon, but by about dinner time, you're going to see those showers and storms pop up, starting out to the west, anywhere from Elk City to Ponca, and then continuing to track into Oklahoma City right around your dinner time. So if you have any dinner plans tonight, try to be home on the earlier side. Try not to be out in this, where we could see some high wind with this. I think the wind risk is going to be very isolated. And then again, this goes a little bit later on into the night hours. By about midnight, I think we're going to start to see these showers and storms wrap up. But again, the better chances for that larger hail is going to be where we see some of these isolated pockets of showers and storms. You can kind of see those little red markings there, anywhere from Oklahoma City, even a little bit farther down to the south and a little bit farther out to the west. You may hear those loud showers and storms through the overnight hours, but I think after midnight, we will be on the non-severe side. These storms will have more bark than their bite. Alrighty, taking a look at today's wind forecast. As I mentioned, that's going to be a bigger deal a little bit farther up to the north and out to the east. Charleston, Charlotte, and most of Kentucky is included in some of those stronger winds, about 75 miles an hour. And then a little bit farther down to the south into Oklahoma. I'm not as worried about the wind. I think that we could definitely see pockets of heavy wind or a high wind, extreme wind, anywhere from 65 to 70 miles an hour. But I do not think that we'll go above that 75 mile per hour point. All right, taking a look at that forecasted max hail size. Now this is for Oklahoma. This is not for some of those eastern communities. I think most of those eastern communities are going to be right around quarter size to smaller. However, if you head down to central Oklahoma, you could get up to golf ball sized hail and maybe very isolated hen egg sized hail. I think that we're going to go, the largest hailstone we see tonight will be right in between the two of those. Alrighty, let's take a look at your tornado forecast today. This will mainly be between Louisville and Charleston, right in this area. You can see kind of circled here. I think it's a very low chance the farther up north you go, and a very low chance the farther south you go. Either way, a low chance for everyone, but a tornado risk nonetheless. So make sure that you are taking your precautions today. Alrighty, let's head down to the tropics now. Okay, this was a big headline this morning. Tropical storm Helene was upgraded. Now we're expecting this to continue to intensify, and we're going to see this upgrade once again to a hurricane, if not a major hurricane, over the next 24 to 48 hours. Here's your spaghetti plot. So these are a bunch of different models that are showing us where they think the hurricane will go. There's a lot of agreement in this. You can see that a lot of these models are taking that landfall right through the panhandle of Florida. This is what Derek Klein, our CEO, he likes to call this the armpit of Florida right there. Then it'll track up to the north, and it does look like it could interact with the trough that we have going on out through the plains, and we could see a lot of rainfall as we head into the weekend here. We'll talk about that rainfall later. Let's get to your tropical tracker now. Here we are, Tropical Storm Helene, wind at 45 miles an hour right now, moving to the north about 12 miles an hour. It's a pretty decent movement here. It's not moving slowly. Expected to upgrade to a Category 1 hurricane by tomorrow morning. So within less than 24 hours, Category 1 hurricane. Watch how fast this is expected to upgrade to a Category 3 hurricane. So from Wednesday night, Category 1, to Thursday morning, about 12 hours here, rapid intensification. We're expecting this to upgrade very, very quickly, to strengthen very, very quickly here, right ahead of landfall by Thursday evening as a Category 3 hurricane. As I mentioned, right in the panhandle as this kind of turns into the peninsula of Florida here. That again, Thursday night, so make sure that if you know anyone in this area, they are prepared. The landfall could be anywhere within this cone, so anywhere from Panama City all the way out to the east, but not as far east or south as Tampa. This will continue to track up to the north as we head into the weekend, and as I mentioned, it's going to do some funky things in this area and bring a ton of rain to places like Memphis, maybe as far west as Arkansas, and then all the way up to the Midwest. We're expecting to see a ton of rain in this area. So if you have any outdoor plans this weekend, make sure that you're prepared for that. Alrighty, taking a look at some of those factors that could intensify this storm, we're looking for low shear here. So what we're watching for this storm to intensify are these purple and red colors. We've got some red colors right here as this continues to track to the north. Look, that is that exact area that I said that we could see that hurricane jump from a Category 1 to a Category 3. Okay, very similar with some of these warm waters. We've got some warm waters right now out in the Gulf, 87 degrees, 87. Up near Florida, that's bath water, that's warm water, that's going to help to fuel the storm as well. Alrighty, moving on from the tropics, which of course we are going to keep an eye on for you. We'll have more updates, and if you're interested, we actually have an update right now on TikTok from our conversation yesterday with Derek. He gave a lot of good information, so if you head over to TikTok right now, hit that follow button, watch that video with Derek. He gave a lot of good information about the forecast of this storm yesterday. Okay, let's take a look at your future temperatures now. I did mention we're going to warm up just a little bit here. We've got 79 in Oklahoma City for today. We'll take it. 78 in Oklahoma City for tomorrow. Not too bad either. Temperatures on Friday, very, very common. 78. What are we doing here? We like the upper 70s, I guess. Let me show you what you can expect as we head into next week. So this is our 6 to 10 day outlook here. Temperatures are warming up mainly out to the west, okay? So we have a high likelihood for above average temperatures anywhere from the Four Corners all the way up to the Midwest. Now the only place that kind of is exempt from those warmer temperatures are places like Oklahoma, St. Louis, and right in the middle there, Arkansas. Now what about the chances for rain? As I mentioned earlier, we're going to get some really good rainfall from this system that's coming in out in the east, but we're going to stay pretty dry farther out to the west. Unfortunately, there's not a ton we can do about that. You can see Oklahoma looking pretty dry, Texas and New Mexico also looking pretty dry as we head into next week. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday afternoon. We appreciate you tuning in here. Of course, we're going to have more updates on what happens with those storms tonight. We've always got a meteorologist here tracking those storms. And we will have more updates on the hurricane for tomorrow, or the tropical storm now, potentially a hurricane tomorrow. We'll, of course, update you on that for your forecast tomorrow. In the meantime, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. And if you're interested in a hail, wind, or tornado map, head over to our website, hailtrace.com. Give us a call at 855-334-4245, or even email us at info@hailtrace.com. All right, thanks for joining in on this Tuesday afternoon. We'll see you back here, same time, same place tomorrow.